My fellow geeks, welcome to the Geek Heart Games Anniversary Spectacular!
Yeah!
Yay! Woo! I am your hostess with the mostest, Sam Geekvac, alongside the only man who looks as good as he sounds, Cody Geek Trick! Woo!
Thank you. That was good. That was fucking really good.
Was that good?
I'm proud of you.
Yay, I did good. I was nervous about it. So Cody, welcome to the Spectacular.
I know. We were talking like a couple days before here, and I was like, oh, we should like bust out some champagne bottles. Like, I'll do the thing where you get the knife and you pop the cork and all that. Then I realized I don't drink on the regular, and I would probably stab myself.
Yeah.
So we kind of had to get the. Also, I had another great idea, Sam.
Yeah.
Didn't run this by you, but so I was gonna wear every T-shirt / button-up that I had worn on the podcast in one thing. There's an issue there. A lot of overlap, and I probably would have died of heat exhaustion because Louisiana is really hot right now. But
yeah.
I was thinking about making the effort.
Well, we had talked about we were going to go super formal on this, and I mean, you didn't do it, but like, I have my old prom dress at the ready that I could have busted out for this.
My suit jacket is right there.
We've done suit jackets before. Like, you'd have to do a little bit more.
I'd have to do the white button up and like a bow tie and like really.
Well, and I'd also asked you if you had one of those T-shirts that looks like a tuxedo shirt. Because I have one that's kind of like that we could have done, but you didn't have one of those.
I don't like to have those shirts. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's fine. But I mean, we've got a light show going. So yeah. I say that's pretty spectacular. So, what are the odds of that? Yeah. I
think it's pretty fancy.
I think so.
We're just trying to light up the podcast, if you know what I'm saying.
I like it. Good one. All right. So we've got. This isn't going to be our normal episode. We're just going to be kind of a spectacular celebration of our first year of podcasting as Geek Heart Games. We've got some exciting things ahead for you in the show. I guess probably we won't tell them what it is now. They'll just have to wait and see. Okay, Cody's saying no. We're not going to tell you what it is. You have to wait and see. So, but we should start at the very beginning, I guess. On our 50th episode, we'd said our friend Starry had written in a question, and we were saving it for this show because it kind of overlapped with what we were going to do anyway. So, Starry's missing question was, how did Sam and Cody get started with Geek Heart Games? And will Sam and Cody survive working with each other in the years to come? What game could be most divisive? So that was, I don't know why people think we have such conflict. I know, right?
Like, geez, like, it's not like we've ever gotten in a fight over a video game before. Apex Legends. What?
Well, I mean, what the kids don't understand is if mom and dad are having a fight on Discord, it's not a real fight. Like,
it's not a real fight yet, no.
You kids are never going to see a real fight because we keep that stuff under wraps. But yeah, I mean, just... we're definitely going to survive working together in the upcoming years. Like, definitely. I feel like we get along so well, and I feel that we both really respect each other, and we respect each other's opinions, and so even when we do have a difference of opinion, we're going to just be like, we'll work it out, it's fine, agree to disagree. Yeah. It's never a big deal. What game could be most divisive, Cody? Do you feel that there's... I mean, I know we had very differing opinions on Crackdown 3, because you were super negative, and I said give it a chance, and then I didn't really care for it that much, but...
Here's a hot take, because this game has actually been in the news this week. What is your opinion on Cyberpunk 2077?
Oh, I don't really care. Like, I'm not super
I don't care about that game either.
So,
okay, so we just have some hot takes around here.
We're very similar. But yeah, I think, and I think even if... Because I'm sure there have been games that I really liked that you didn't, and I don't recall what they are offhand, but you've always just been really respectful and be like, okay, that's what you love, and it's fine, because
I think that's
everybody likes
what
different things.
makes for a good podcast is like we have differing tastes at times. Like we have overlap. Like
we have
we
a lot
both
of
like
overlap.
shooters, but like there are games that like you're gonna enjoy that I don't enjoy. I'm really excited for Devil May Cry. You're probably not excited for Devil May Cry. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we're gonna have differences, but we're never gonna like be at each other's throat. That's why like game of the year this past year, like it was just like, hey, here's our personal list. Like we're not arguing. Like it's just not something we do. So
yeah.
But no, I think we'll be fine. I think
it's gonna be fine. I think we've got a good basis of our friendship, and that's all you need to survive. So yeah, I think it's good. So to address, did I say aggress? Address. Talking's hard. Okay. To address the first part of her question, how did we get started with Geek Heart Games? This is a story where you have to go into the Wayback Machine. And Cody, I think you started the journey before I did. So do you want to start off with...
Yeah, I got this. So, in August of 2016,
Can you just do like an old man kind of like Sonny Kids, this is...
Gather round and listen to your old pup. I got a story to tell. It's going to be brilliant.
That was lovely. I really liked that. Good job.
So in August of 2016, my house flooded. My parents' house that I was staying in. And so that would change my life. Because, house is flooded. The place you've been living in for like 23 years is now gone. And so... during the time afterward, I got like really like depressed and stuff, and like video games were there for me. And Talking Games, you've probably heard us mention them. They are a podcast and an entertainment site as well. They were there for me, and I reached out to Bobby and Justin and was like, hey, I would love to do video editing for you guys. And they were like, yeah. And so like I started doing like Overwatch videos and like all these other kind of videos for them. And it was, I believe, Extra Life that year as well that I met Sam in an Overwatch game, and we became very quick friends. And it wasn't very long after that I was like, hey, do you want to do a video series with me? And so the first video series we ever did together was this Marvel Heroes Omega series called Heroes Hideout, where I played as Captain America and Sam played as Squirrel Girl. And each week we would do like a set number of chapters and stuff and just have like a blast with it. It's one of my favorite things, like one of my favorite memories. And so like we both started working for Talking Games, and we did Heroes Hideout, we did other series, we started doing our own community nights with people, just kind of like to get people together, and we started Two Guardians on that channel, and that was always something I was very proud of, because like we have such a blast with that series.
I feel like we need to explain a little bit about Two Guardians, because like we reference it a lot, but if people are new to the show, maybe they don't even know what that is. So Two Guardians was our Destiny 2 playthrough, but to give it a little something fun, a little something extra, the way we did it is we were role-playing our characters, and we had to stay in character the whole time we were recording. And this was like the first time I'd ever done any type of improv stuff. Cody too. And I didn't think that would be something I'd like, but we just had so much fun doing it. Like that's always been one of like the funnest times is doing that series. So we did a different season for each of the story expansions that came out. So we had 4 seasons of it all together right now, and it's a good time. So if you like Destiny and you want to see some fun role playing, you should check out Two Guardians. So yeah.
And so, like, we were both working for Talking Games. Sam started doing the podcast. I was doing my video editing thing. And I think Sam and I both can agree that, like, it's one thing to kind of, like, be helping someone else, like, almost not steer a ship, but, like, be the people helping, like, make the ship run properly.
Yeah.
Versus being the people who run the ship. And, like, I think we both just were kind of like wanting to go do our own thing because we're very passionate about what we were doing, and we felt like we couldn't do certain things just because not because we were like restricted, just like we wanted to like do more stuff than we were able to at the time.
It's just the thing about taking care of someone else's vision versus making something of your own. And guys, when two people really care about each other, they get together and they make a baby. And so Cody and I decided to make this baby together, and it's called Geek Heart Games.
That was a fucking analogy, Sam. Good God.
Did you like it?
That was great.
I mean, it is our child. I feel like it's our child. We made it together.
So we both left talking games. We took a little bit of time off just because like we had kind of started to hit a little bit of a burnout. Like we just wanted to like, you know, take a little time, like hang out and like enjoy games without having to like constantly like do videoing and making podcasts and stuff about it. And then we kind of sat down one day and we're like, hey, we're gonna do a podcast together. And then we started kind of like going through these names and stuff like that, and we had some pretty good ones.
Before we get to that, let me just backtrack a little bit because there's one thing important that I need to say. So before we started doing this, like a few years ago even, I was at a point in my life where I couldn't stand to hear the sound of my own voice. It was weird. Like I would have a voicemail and I'd pick it up and have to like listen to myself give the message before I heard it, and I would just like hate that. Like I'd hold the phone away from my ear because like I didn't want to hear it. It was like so upsetting to me. I don't know why. And I really feel like just somehow playing online with other people on comms, and then that helped me kind of open up to it. And I guess I was mostly okay with it by the time we started making videos, because like once we started that, I was like, you know what, I'm fine with it. This is okay. And it's just like always surprising that you can think of yourself as a certain way and like what you're comfortable with, and then just how stuff in your life helps you transition into something else. Because I never would have believed like 5 years ago, I'd be like, there's no way that I'm on a podcast because I hate talking. And now obviously you can't shut me up. So it's really helped me grow as a person, I guess, to be able to do this. And to be honest, like I still don't talk very much in real life. It's just when I get to talk about video games, I get excited and I talk a lot, but yeah, so that led us to where we are. And so yeah, Cody, like you were saying, we decided to do this thing, and a name is important. Like you want to find something that is the perfect name. Obviously we settled on Geek Heart Games, but that when we were working on this, like I wanted that moment where you hear the name and like a choir of angels sings and you're like, oh, that is it, that is us, that is exactly what we want to be. And like that's the dream, to find the name that fits you that well. And I have to say, we did find that name. Cody,
we did, yes.
Cody found the name, and as soon as he told me, I heard the angels and I was like, oh my god, yes, that's it. Cody, what was the name that you found for us?
That's What She Said Games. We were just like, yes, this is it.
That is perfect for us. And I wanted it so bad. You guys don't even know like how bad I wanted that to be it.
So we should probably, fun fact, there have been like 8 That's What She Said Games podcasts in the past. So we were like, oh,
There's
that's kind of like an already
podcasts named that. And one of the things that was really important for me in a name was I wanted it to be completely unique, because I didn't want someone to Google it and find 5 different things and be like, oh, I wonder which one is the one I'm looking for. So that's, I mean, we liked Geek Heart Games, but it fit all the criteria. It wasn't the angel singing That's What She Said was, but you know, I loved it.
Yeah, I still really like it.
I mean, it's a heart. It's us. Yeah. It's about love of games and all things geeky, and so it fits us really well. And also, it was going to fit that. There's nothing else called that, so you can always find it. You can get all of the social media handles for it. You don't have to do any weird underscores or anything. Like it's there. It's ours. So, but while we were trying to find the perfect name, we went through a lot of names. I feel like there were like 30 or so on the list, because like my take on it is just make up as much stuff as you can, and there'll be something good in it eventually. So I was just throwing stuff together. Cody, did you have some fun ones that you wanted to call out that didn't quite make the cut?
I'm gonna steal a few from your list.
Okay,
if that's all right.
That's fine.
Okay,
it's fine.
The like top 3 for me was definitely Playable Pals, because I remember you said that to me. It was just very funny to me. The Friendly Fire podcast I thought was like really good. I'm pretty sure we found out that was already taken though.
Yeah, that one was already taken.
And then 2 to Q, I did like that one a lot because I thought like you can do a lot of cool designs with a 2 for that one, like all that. So yeah, those are like the top 3 that I remember being like, yeah. And then like for me at least, when you said Geek Heart Games, I was like, yeah, like I really like that. Like it's got alliteration and like it sounds nice and like we can have a cool logo with it. It flows off the tongue
easily, yeah. And you had the idea for the logo right off, so. But yeah, it was a good one. Also, let me just say, I love 2 to Q. I thought that was so much fun. Yeah. But also, it's one of those where it is fun to say, but like it could easily get confused and like start tongue tripping over it, trying to say it, and people would be like, "What did you just say?" Because you like say it so fast. 2 to Q. So yeah. The other ones I liked, because I like rhyming, so I liked the Bad Aim Games podcast, which that would really only fit for me as well, because you're pretty good at aiming, but I thought that was fun. I think you came up with a Gent and a Dame Games podcast, because that's us, we're a Gent and a Dame, and it rhymes, so I like that. Hey, Let's Play was like, okay. But I wanted Let's Go Games, because Cody, like, when you're getting, like, pumped up and getting us ready to go about something, you're always like, let's go! And so I was like, that would be... but also, that one was already taken, so I was like, well, I'm gonna do that. And then, just, like, I was going through the list, and I had Game Sprouts on there.
Yeah,
and
I don't remember this one.
What the hell?
You ever
like,
bring this one up? I was
made,
like, okay.
It never made any kind of cut, because that's, like, a horrible name. And I'm like, I don't even know where that was coming from. Like, the one before it on the list, I think, was, like, Growing Gamers or something. And it was supposed to be, like, how we're growing and getting better. And so we were, like, little sprouted gamer. I don't know. I'm telling you guys, there were some real bad ones on there. Luckily, we settled with the good one, Geek Heart Games. So, but yeah, we had a lot of fun trying to figure it out. But and we came this close to being the That's What She Said podcast. That's
so close.
That's our hidden inside our souls name, actually. So like, people have their name that they interact with people on a real life basis, like day to day, and then they have their like inside spiritual name that only like people who recognize their soul get to see that name, and that's our inner.
Like I go by Cody during the day, but like in my heart, I'm a Raphael. Don't question it. Don't question it.
Okay, we'll just let that go. Let's move along here. So yeah, that's the history of Geek Heart Games, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, and
we've been doing this for a year now, and like
a year.
It's been a blast. It's been amazing.
Yeah, I mean, there've been some tough times along the way. We've had lots of technical difficulties. We're having a technical difficulty today, which I shouldn't even bring it up because now I'm going to jinx it.
You just did.
I just jinxed it. So Cody's internet is out, so we're just running on just like his cellular network on his phone, and it seems to be going okay. But like I said, just jinxed it. So hopefully we'll get to continue this podcast. But we always seem to get through things. So yeah. So up next, we're going to talk about what Geek Heart Games means to us. So Cody, do you want to start us off?
Yeah. So like when we first sat down, we're like, hey, we're going to do a podcast, and like we're going to have a website, we're going to have a YouTube channel, all this stuff. The goal in my mind always was to form this community that we could like. It was just a safe space for people to go and like talk about video games and feel safe to talk about everything they want to talk about, and like you didn't have to pay to talk to us. Like you just got to join the Discord and hang out with us or talk to us on Twitter, all that. Like I always wanted to be interacting with people, and that was always like the number one thing was like Geek Heart Games is going to be a community, and like I am incredibly proud. Like my phone blows up every day with Discord messages in our Discord, and like I am so proud of like the friendships that people have formed, the friendships we have formed with people. Like it's just amazing to me, and like Geek Heart Games is always going to be about community, but also a community that becomes a family, because like that's what we are. Like we're a family of people who like we love video games, we love nerdy stuff, and like we're gonna bond over that for forever, and like it's really special to me, and like I'm so proud and like happy that like we got to do this together and like build this family. And yeah, so that's what Geek Heart Games really means to me, is about like loving video games and having a community and a family together. So yeah, what do you got, Sam?
Mine's pretty similar, but I'll also just kind of say that I'm pretty socially awkward in real life. I don't go hang out with people that often. I've some core friends that I'm close to, but like going to a party is like one of the worst things in my mind to have to do. Like I get really nervous and I stand in the corner and I try to pet the dog and like not interact with people. So kind of just having this digital community, it's so much easier to interact and relate to people because like most of our friendships started just playing games with people online. And so you've got the game that you're playing, so like you're both occupied with that, and so you don't feel the pressure to have to create small talk and do stuff like that. But then you just sort of get to know each other as you're playing, as like stuff comes out, and then you do get to know each other and you get to know the personal stuff. So I'm really grateful for all the friends I've got to make that way. And then just similarly on the Discord, just like you can just pop in and drop off whenever you need. It's not like you're stuck somewhere like having a conversation, but you're like, oh, but I have to go do this. It's just like it's there when you need it, and we always have a good time with it. So like you said, I'm very proud of our community and I love it, and they have become family for me. But there's like another side to it for me as well. I've always been the kind of person that I like to make things and just like kind of have something to show, like at work. Like at the end of the day, I like to be like, okay, well, I've made this many ads and this many flyers and I've done this, and like I'm like, yeah, this is what I made today. And I used to really like making little videos just when I could. Like, I know I just said that I'm not social and I don't like parties, but I used to throw parties for like the Olympics, or I'd have these Easter parties, and like there'd be different events that you'd have to compete in. So like I would have fun little things to like keep people busy and do stuff, and like I'd take little videos of stuff while people are doing it, and then afterwards like I'd edit it together with music and like make little videos, and like those were always like the funnest things for me. But then when I started becoming less social, like I would have no opportunities to do that, and I wasn't making anything just in my life in general for fun. And so now starting this up again, being able to make something, like, and I'm making something every week with the podcast, and it just like fulfills something for me. And like every week when I'm doing the editing, and I'm just like, yeah, this is fun, and it just like it gives me something like that. Also, just like not to get like down or anything, but after my dog Gizmo died, that's really when I started getting more involved with talking games and doing more, just because, you know, you need something to kind of keep you busy and like fill your life and give it a meaning where there's kind of been an empty spot because you lost something. So it really helped me get through that, and this is still helping me today, just giving me I know it sounds weird, but just giving me a kind of meaning to my life, that I'm able to do something and create something. So it's meant a lot to me that way as well. So yeah. We
are 28 minutes into this podcast and I'm already tearing up. So it's going great so far, guys.
Well, you know, we're emotional. We can't help it. So.
But yeah, also I agree with you. Like, yeah, making this podcast has just been like really cool, because like one of the big things with talking games is like I was only ever doing like videos. I was only on like 2 podcasts ever, and like I think like a goal of mine was to be on the podcast more. And then like so when we left and like now we're doing this, like I'm on a podcast every week, and like that is mind blowing to me that people actually want to hear my opinion on things. Like what? And like yeah, and like I get you on the awkward thing because like I have like a set group of friends, and like that's kind of all the people I hang out with. I don't go to parties. I've never been to a party, I don't think. So but yeah, so yeah, I definitely like seeing like we make this thing every week, and like it's just really cool. Like it's an amazing experience. So
well, and I'll also say, like, some people might not think that, you know, a video game podcast is that big of an accomplishment, but like I'm still proud of it.
Fuck those people, first of all.
Fuck those people. But like, and my family's always been very supportive of everything, but I always like kind of make this joke because my sister, she's gone into education. She was a teacher, and now she's like an administrator. She got her master's, and now she's going for her PhD. And so I always joke like, yeah, my sister's going to be a doctor, and I make video game podcasts. But hey,
that's an accomplishment.
I'm really happy doing what I'm doing. So, you know,
that's the important thing.
That's the important thing. Whatever makes you happy. So, yeah. All right. So that's what Geek Heart Games means to us. next, let's take a look at some of our favorite moments from the first year of Geek Heart Games. Cody, what you got? I bet you've got some that are similar to mine.
Most likely, yeah. So first off, it was definitely like the community nights. Like that was always a big thing when we were talking games, and so that was something we carried over.
Let me just say, like, it's been so exciting for our Geek Heart Games community nights, because when we started doing them at Talking Games, it was kind of hard to get people together to join our community nights. And I know there were probably multiple nights where it was me, you, and Byron, and that was our community night. Byron was always loyal. He was always with us, but like we didn't have many people joining in. And I remember the first time, I think it was with one of our Friday the 13th game nights, I was like, Cody, we've got so many people, we're going to have to do 2 sessions. And like, I couldn't believe it that we had so many people wanting to play with us. And that was
I think amazing. I was very like, no, we don't. Like, no, like we're
like, no, we're not going to have that many. It's fine. And I'm like, no, Cody, it's going to happen. So it's been so much fun.
So like just the other communities, like the Friday 13th, like when we did Onrush, like how we had 2 groups for that too as well, I believe.
Yeah, you said we weren't going to have them for that one. You're like, no, people came out for Friday the 13th. Nobody cares about Onrush, and then everybody wanted to play Onrush.
Everyone was very happy about Onrush. But yeah, just like it's nice to come together like once or twice a month and like just hang out with the community, play games, just like shoot the shit, and like it's just fun. It's always an amazing time. I don't think we've ever had a bad community night. If we have, please don't tell us.
Well, we've like I said, all those technical difficulties we have.
True.
We had a community night where you couldn't play because Trials Fusion, like the network, it wouldn't let you and Crawley with us, but we still had
more
fun.
People had fun, so
yeah,
that's all that matters. But yeah, so like the community nights in general have always been a blast, and I can't wait to keep doing more of them. Did we want to like take turns, or because I got 3? Sure. I don't know what you got.
Okay, well I've got 4, but one of them is one you had. So when one of them is one that we kind of already talked about, doing 2 Guardians. Like that's always been so much fun for me. I was really glad when we moved over here and just kept it going, and just like thinking of the storylines, because we kind of just like vaguely shape out like what we're gonna do. Like we need a little like what's the main plot device for this season of the show. And like the second season, it was that Giz and Red had a huge fight and we're not getting along anymore, and we kind of stretched it out for a while before you found out why they were fighting, and then of course eventually we got back together and it was okay. But just like doing fun things, and because it's improv, and like that's just the basis there. Like, here, we're gonna fight, but like we don't know what we're gonna say throughout the episode, so it's always a surprise when somebody comes up with something and you're like, oh, okay, we're going that direction now. So I've always had like just so much fun recording those episodes. So yeah.
Okay, well then, in a similar vein, when we did the A Way Out playthrough, that was a blast. I really loved that game, and like just how like when we first were loading up and they were like, oh, here's your 2 characters, and I was like, holy shit, I am that person and Sam is that person. Let's do this. And like just playing that game together, and like the fun we had, and like just the co-op like mechanics of it were really fun. And like, yes, I'll always remember that playthrough, because like that game will always stick out to me just for like an amazing story, but also just like a fun like co-op experience that we got to do together. And so yeah, definitely A Way Out for sure.
So I always enjoy when we're doing the podcast, sometimes we talk about it beforehand and I'm like, okay, we're going to have a breaking news section right here, and one of us is going to interrupt the other one with like breaking news, and it's going to make it really exciting, you know? And of course there was the time about Apex Legends where you thought I was completely making it up because I hadn't warned you ahead of time. That was really funny. But I think my favorite one was a while back, and it was something about a bunch of different games that were coming to Game Pass and backwards compatible, and we did it so that we kept interrupting each other because we had so much breaking news. So I'd be like, breaking news, this is available, and then you'd go, breaking news, this is available, and we just went back and forth a few times, and that was really fun. I love when we do fun stuff like that. I will go ahead and say, fun fact, so whenever we're doing like anything out of the ordinary, or I'm doing like a special intro, or I'm doing something where I'm going to try to be funny, like I always get really nervous beforehand, and like my heart starts racing, and I'm like, ugh. And like Cody can probably tell like when I'm about to do something, because he's like, are you ready? And I'm like, no, I'm not ready, I'm just so nervous. But yeah, those are still always like the funnest things, to just throw in surprises like that. So yeah.
And then like a big one from this past year was definitely Extra Life. So I've done Extra Life for the past 3 years, and like this past year was the first year we did it under Geek Heart Games, like me and you. And so we got people from the Bitch Team Alpha podcast, we got our friend Megs, and we got Melissa Megan from Sirens of Scream, and like we made the podcast Posse. That was our team name. What up? Yep. And we raised over $1,000, and that is always something I'm gonna remember. Like that's so special. And like this upcoming year, I'm like, let's go further, let's do more. Like it's special because like you're doing this for charity, and like but you're doing something you love, and you're doing it with people you love, and it was just really awesome, and I was really happy with everything we did. And like I remember like being like, okay, like if we hit $500 I'll be happy. And then next thing I know, we hit.
Well, you set the goal at 500, and then we hit it, and you're like, oh, I guess we got to raise that goal, because it was before we'd even started, I think, almost. So yeah. Yeah,
and so like we just kept hitting these goals, and I was like, cool. And then like I was like, let's do 1,000, and we did 1,000, and I was like, holy shit, like this is amazing, like oh my god. So yeah, Extra Life was definitely really cool.
Yeah. Okay.
So Sam, what else do you got?
Oh, I was just going to go ahead and say that we had a quick technical difficulty, according to how we normally do. So, moving on. So one of the things that I really ended up enjoying this year was our Gaming with Pride episode, which I'd been really excited about. This one. It was going to be great. And then this is the one where I screwed it up, and we got to the end, and I was like, oh, guess what? We don't have any video for this episode. And so...
Oh yeah.
It seems like our special things where we do something special, it always gets screwed up. Like that got screwed up. Our live stream for Extra Life got screwed up. But yeah, so for this one, we had like, I don't know, 15 minutes afterwards where we just like got random props and like goofed around to like get some video. And then I decided to get footage of gameplay to put in there. And then I went out to Discord and I was like, hey guys, give me your pet pics. And I had a whole little section of pet pictures just like for video to fill this podcast. And it sucked. It was like a lot of work. It took me like all weekend to get it put together, but it was really fun. And I was really proud of it once we got it all put together. It's not something I'd ever want to do again, lose the video, but...
oh God, no.
But we had a good time, so, and it worked out. So that was a fond memory for me. So Cody, you said you got one more?
Yeah, so I got our Game of the Year discussion. I really enjoyed it. Just like I loved that we both agreed like going into it that we weren't going to have like arguments. Like it was just like, this is my top 10, this is your top 10. We respect each other, and like that was just a big thing for me.
Yeah.
And I really love that episode. I think it's one of our best episodes ever, and I was really proud of it. So yeah.
Great. 1 second. I forgot to turn my heat back off, and it just kicked on, and I need to go turn it off. I'm so sorry.
Okay. So we're going to fill some dead air. How's everybody doing today? I got drunk for like the first time last night. It was not... it was pretty fun, actually. It was pretty fun. So yeah. And Sam's back.
All right. Hopefully
I got you. I filled the air.
Oh, thank you. So it's just this microphone picks up everything, and so when the heat's blowing, like it picks it up, and so... Hopefully it takes it like a couple minutes to like shut down. So, but it should be down soon, and then we won't hear that background noise anymore. So, okay. just one more in a long line of not necessarily technical issues, but we got some issues, and it's fitting because it's a special episode. So of course we're gonna have issues. So okay. Also I love our That's What She Said channel in Discord. Like every time somebody besides me posts something in there, I just get a little kick of joy. I'm just like, oh, you guys are great. I love you. So, all right. Moving on. We're going to kind of keep this snappy because hopefully we just want to finish quick and not have any more issues. So
yes.
We have something hopefully that's fun for you guys. I always like little trivia games, and so we decided to do a Geek Heart Trivia. but the trivia is about Geek Heart Games. And so this is just something, well, my deal was just, this is something for the listeners to play as you listen. Cody, we were reviewing the questions and he was like, wait, what is the answer to that? And I was like, no, sir, that's not the answer. So we'll just see what happens here. But so basically we're gonna tell you the question. We're gonna maybe have a tiny bit of Jeopardy music, and then Cody's gonna give you a hint if he actually knows the correct answer to the question. And then we'll tell you the answer. So you have a little time to think about it. And if you need to, just pause the playback and think about it if you need to, if you want to get it right. This is just for fun, just for bragging rights. I believe there's 10 questions, so you can get a total of 10 Geek Hearts on this trivia quiz. So here we go. Question number 1, which I thought would be a real easy question. Cody, what was the first episode title of our first podcast episode?
Do you want me to answer that, or
no? So first,
okay, you asked it. Okay.
So I asked it. So you're gonna do just a little do. Okay, and now's the part where you would give a hint if you in fact knew the correct answer. But
actually,
okay.
I think I remembered it.
Okay, at first you didn't.
So it was our first episode. Keep that in mind.
Wow, that's a good hint. That's a good hint. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We're about to tell you the answer. So if you need to pause. But our first episode was super excitingly titled Woohoo!
Woohoo!
It's our first episode.
Yeah, I remembered it after we talked, so
now,
pretty good.
I kind of gave a callback to that on our 50th episode because I called that one Woohoo! It's our 50th episode. So got a theme going there, trying to help you guys out. Okay. Question number 2. Some people say blank was the first video game.
Do 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 do. Do.
I don't think that's how it goes. That's fine.
It's the Jeopardy thing. Whatever, fight me.
Do you have a hint?
Some people would say this is also a way to make some clothing.
Yeah, that's a good hint. The answer. Do you want to give the answer for this one?
Sure. This one is knitting.
Knitting. Some people say knitting was the first video game. So we've referenced that multiple times. So,
yes.
If you've been around for it. All right. Number 3. What's the name of our production assistant who never does his job?
Do 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 do.
Okay. All right. You got a hint for this one. And
so there's an issue with this question, Sam.
There's multiple answers. Because somebody can't keep things straight.
Well, there's a joke there I won't make. If you're thinking of a word that starts with J, you are at least 100% correct. Hopefully.
But I don't think that's the way that works, but you're on the right track.
Yeah.
It starts with a J. Okay, so the possible answers are Jerry, and what was the other one, Cody?
I believe we said Jim at one point.
I believe
or
you.
Joe?
Guys,
I think we used all 3 at one point, to be honest with you.
Acceptable answers include Jerry, Jim, or Joe. The correct answer is Jerry. Until somebody started saying weird stuff.
No, okay, Jerry's been the one for a long time now, but when we first started, it was either Jim or Joe.
Was it?
Maybe both.
I don't recall.
All I know is he fucking sucks at his job.
They constantly get fired. That's why we can't keep track of them. All right.
Yeah.
Number 4. What are the names of the 2 evil beings who sometimes take over the show?
Do 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 do. So, the male one is actually a reference to a Destiny 1 raid boss.
I didn't even know that. I'm learning new things.
Neither did I, until I just realized subconsciously I've been saying it.
Nice. Okay, so, and technically, since this one has 2 answers, each one is worth half a point. So if you can get 1/2 and not get the whole point, it's fine. All right. So I think we should say the answers. I think that we should let them speak for themselves. So do you want to go first?
Being called upon. Hold on.
Okay. Bring him in.
My name is Golgoroth.
Also, what is your title?
Eater of Worlds.
Okay. I am Demana, Eater of Blood. So, yeah.
Man, people who have never listened to our podcast and just got to that are going to be fucking confused.
Hey, they've made multiple appearances.
They have.
Yeah, so that's them. So hopefully, maybe you don't. Maybe you just learned something. It's fine. 1, 2, 3. I should have numbered these questions, but it's fine. So number 5. If you know one thing that Sam is bad at in video games, it's blank.
Do 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 do.
Okay.
And for this one is Sam might also not be good at it in real life.
Well, actually, I think the correct hint is there are multiple correct answers for this one.
I mean,
as well.
I was being nice, but okay.
No, there's multiple correct answers. Okay. So, acceptable answers for this question. Let's just tag team it as long as we can and see what we think these answers are. Okay?
Directions.
Directions / navigation. Yes.
Navigation, yes.
Aiming / shooting.
Okay.
Okay.
Driving.
That's 3. Puzzles. And I know that there's one more that is acceptable. I haven't said that one as much, but it's definitely true.
Yeah.
One more.
One more. Ooh. Do you know it, or are you just?
No, I know it. No, I know it.
You have to go because I don't.
Jumping.
Oh, yeah.
I'm bad at jumping in video
right.
games. So, yeah. Okay. Any of those are acceptable. You only get 1 point. I don't care if you listed all 5. You only get 1 point for it. Okay.
Very strict here.
Yeah. Okay. Question number 6. Who is Cody's favorite wrestler?
Do 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 do. A hint for this one would be he was in my Twitter pick for a very long time, and he also loves video games.
Cool. So do you want me to answer this? Because do you think that I don't know what it is? Because I know what it is.
Go for it.
It is Kenny Omega.
You are correct.
Yeah, I'm excited. I got 1 Geek Heart point. So, okay, this one should be real easy for you guys. Okay, question number 6. What is Cody's favorite horror movie franchise?
Do 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 do. I'm trying to think of a good hint for this one.
Also, this is question 7, not 6. I really should have numbered these.
Or
shows.
Or I mean, it's upside down. But
that's. I mean, I don't know that that's a hint. That's the answer.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
No, it's fine.
It's Friday 13th.
Yay! If you don't know that, you haven't been paying attention. So. Yeah. All right. Question number 8. What is Sam's cat's name?
Do 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 do. People are gonna be really fucking annoyed by this song by the end of it.
Well, you keep changing it a little bit, so that's okay.
Okay. Do 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 do.
Look at her. She's right back there. She's looking.
Yeah, she's right back there on camera. But if you played a certain game by Guerrilla Games the other year, you would know the name of this cat.
Yes. The answer is, of course, Aloy. Look at her back there. She's so pretty.
She just popped her head up like, what?
I know. You talking about me? What? No, she's sleeping. She doesn't care. So, all right. Getting into the home stretch here. Okay. Question number 9. Who is older, Sam or Cody?
Do 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 do.
And just to clarify, we're talking about actual physical age, not like the maturity level
physically.
Oh,
okay. Because I have the body of a 90-year-old man.
And I have the sense of humor of a 10-year-old. So
That's a good hint. Yeah, I'll go with that.
I guess that's the hint. I'm older, so yay. I mean, you should know that. I tease Cody all the time about how young he is. All right. Final question. Okay. This is also one, this has 3 possible answers. You only get 1 point. Okay. Name one of the games that has had its own recurring segment on the show.
Do 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 do. At least 2 of these are shooters.
It's true. I don't feel like that's like the world's best hint, but
Looter shooters?
okay. No, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So the possible answers to this question are technically Destiny 2, because it was called Destiny Download. We have Anthem for Anthem Arrival Advisory. Still can't say it. And then we had Elder Scrolls Online for the Elder Scrolls Essentials. So yeah, any of those. So yeah, that's the end of our trivia. Thank you for playing. Hopefully you got 10 out of 10 Geek Hearts. I mean, if you want to just
definitely hit us up with your scores on Twitter.
Yeah, tell us your scores. I mean, we will like you better the more hearts you get, but please don't cheat. But yeah, now we just hope you guys had fun. So just a silly, fun little thing to do. So, all right. Coming into the home stretch now. But some might say this is the most exciting part of the show. So, Cody, why don't you tell people what's coming next?
Sam, can I get a drum roll, please? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I am proud to invite you to the first Annual Geekies!
Yay!
So we just had the Oscars and the Golden Globes and all that, so we had to have our own awards. Like, we're special. We want awards to give out. Yeah. So we made the Geekies.
Which, I mean, thinking back, it would have been really cool if we had the Geekies for our Game of the Year show, and we could have, like, called it the Geeky Awards when we were, like, rewarding stuff. But it's fine. This is cool, too. I like
Don't worry, I got a backup plan for next year.
Okay, cool.
All right. So we sat down, and we were like, hey, let's give some Geekies out to people in our community and people we've interacted with over the year, and, like, I think we got some good ones here. Do you want to start, Sam, or do you want me to start?
Why don't you start, because this was your idea. So, yeah.
All right. So first up, the Geeky 4 Video Game Historian is going to go to our friend Byron Shass-Grun. Some of you may not know, in our Discord, he had a reoccurring segment where he would do Grun's Blast from the Past.
Well, Cody, it was clearly called Byron's Blast from the Past, so that there was alliteration.
The name thing. I'm sorry.
He and I worked on that. It's important.
Byron's Blast from the Past, where he told us about older video games, and like I have a lot of detail. He went to a lot of research, and good job, man. Yep. Like, very proud of you.
It's awesome.
So Byron gets the Video Game Historian Geeky.
Yay! Congrats, Byron.
Yay.
All right, up next we have the Geeky for Friendliest Conversation, and that goes to our dear friend Alejandro. Which, I mean, it should come as no surprise. He's Canadian.
He's always
a nice
there
guy.
to talk to.
He's always there to talk
he's
to.
also Canadian. I didn't even think about that when I suggested. So we're like, I hate you guys so much right now.
We love Alejandro, but also let me say, Holly, his partner, is fantastic. Yes. Also, she stole his phone one time when I was streaming on Twitch, and she was chatting with me, and she was a lot of fun. We like her a lot. Yeah. So that whole partnership over there, it's doing great. They're friendly, good people. So.
All right, and next up, we have the Geeky for the sassiest community member. And this is going to go to the one and only Blue Girl.
Yes. You know her as Blue Girl. I know her as Blue Girl, but she's sassy either way. So
very sassy.
Yeah,
we
you
love
didn't know
her.
that.
And
She lives in
amazing.
America, but she's French and she's sassy. So cool. All right. Up next, the Geeky for most loyal Twitter friend goes to Ashley. Now, this was a fun thing because when we started Geek Heart Games, we had someone following us on Twitter and like always like liking and being real friendly with our stuff. And we're like, who is this person? We don't know. It was like the first time we had someone who wasn't already our friend interacting with us. And she's been with us through the whole year. And she's just been the same as ever, always over there to interact with us. So we appreciate you, Ashley.
Yes, thank you so much, Ashley. All right. And next up, we got the Geeky for the best athlete. And this is a very weird one because none of us are athletes around here, except for Megs. Well, I'm sure other people do athletic stuff, but Megs is our big athlete. So
yeah, she just had an article about her in the paper. It was one of the Australian papers about her cricket match, because she played like so many, I don't know how many matches, and then over like 500, I think, and then their team's about to go to the finals. So way to go, Megs. That's great. She almost got a different geeky, didn't she?
Oh, it was for best way to make an entrance, because anytime Megs joins a party on PS4 or anything, it's very loud, and you know she's arrived. She's arrived. So, yep.
Okay, I really didn't want to go through... I didn't want to get this one in the order, because, I hate this word. Obviously, Cody suggested this one, but the geeky for spoopiest community member.
What's wrong with you?
Spoopy. Oh, jeez. But that goes to Melissa, who obviously is our horror aficionado with her Sirens of Scream podcast and all things horror. And she's raising like a big horror fan in her son there. So good for you.
Very proud of that.
I mean, I'd go for spooky or scary, but you've got the geeky for spoopy. So congratulations.
Next up, the geeky for best D&D teachers. And this is going to go to Mike and Triva, a lovely couple who taught us how to play D&D when we wanted to learn how to play. And like, I was very appreciative of it. So yeah.
Yeah, they did a great job. So the geeky for cutest couple goes to Starry and Mr. Starry. So these are some. So technically, her name is Starry Knight in our Discord and on PlayStation. We were playing with Mr. Starry, and he got the choice. He could either be referred to as Knight or Mr. Starry, and he chose Mr. Starry, and I think it's adorable. And they're both very sweet people. So they're our cutest couple geeky. Congratulations, you guys.
All right, and then next up we have most prolific, and that's going to go to our friend Kyle from the Whatnots. He's always making podcasts and making new stuff, and like, good job, man. You're doing a great job over there. Keep it up. Yeah.
Good job. All right. The geeky for always down for a good time goes to our friend Andy. Because anytime we're playing something, we're like, oh, we need one more person. Andy, come play with us. He's like, yeah, sure, he's down. And he comes and he helps us out, and he's a great squad mate. So, yeah.
All right. We really should have maybe done this in a different order.
Yeah, that's fine.
The best sport about trying Sam's recommendation is going to go to Jess from Bitch Team Alpha. So Sam, you can talk about this one.
Yeah. So pretty much I just like any game I recommend her, I'm like, hey, why don't you come play this with me? She's like, sure. When we were doing like our horror month, I found these weird, free, old, crappy games. And I was like, you want to come play with me? She was like, sure. And like we tried and they were so horrible, like you couldn't even connect and play together. But she was down. She was down for it. She's like, yeah, I'll try whatever. So good for her. Let's see here. So the geeky for most on-air shout-outs goes to the optional podcast. And I feel like this works both ways, because I feel like I mention them a lot on our show, and then they mention me and Geek Heart Games a lot on their show. So lots of love there. So
yeah. Then we have the best Discord that is not Geek Heart Games. I'm a really big fan of this geeky, and it's going to go to Third Player Games. So I'm not in their Discord, but you are. Yeah. But we've interacted with some of those people, and they're a lovely group. Like, just amazing.
They're so much fun. Like, everybody that I've met in there has just been great. We've been playing with them. They came to our community night. They're just a lot of fun, and it's a great place to hang out. They don't have a That's What She Said channel, but it's fine.
That's what makes ours better.
That's why we're better. I mean, you can't beat us if you don't have that. So yeah. And then our final geeky is the geeky for best wayfarer, and I'm giving that to Gorak, because Gorak, one day he just showed up in our Discord, and this was like one of the first times where like a stranger that we didn't know just found the podcast and came and wanted to hang out with us, and that made us like so excited. We were like, wow, that's really cool. And he's a fun guy. He's been playing with us a lot. We started, I think, in Destiny, but he's been coming to community nights and playing stuff with us. We played a lot of Apex Legends with him, so he's a good guy. So we're glad to have him. So that was all the geekies we had listed.
But was there supposed to be one? Something's happening. What is that, Jerry? There's a surprise?
Oh.
What is... Oh, I got an envelope. Hold on.
Oh my goodness. The geeky to take all geekies.
How did we forget this one? It's the geeky for best co-host. And it goes to Sam Suvak.
Oh my god. God, I'm so excited right now. I didn't expect this. Oh my goodness.
I wouldn't do some fake tears because I'm about to probably make you real cry.
Oh no. Oh no.
So I didn't write this one down until I wrote it on my own notes. So yeah, I just want to give a huge thank you to you, Sam. So over the past month, I've kind of been having a lot of realizations about my life and like how bad things were at certain points and how video games were there for me, but there was also a bunch of people who were there for me, and at the forefront was you, Sam. You were always there for me, and you were an amazing friend, and you've been by my side for so long now, and thank you. I love you for that.
Good. Oh my God, I love you too. Oh.
And so yeah, Geeky for the best co-host is going to go to Sam Suvak.
But technically, I think it's a Geeky that we can share. Because
definitely. This is definitely staying at my place.
Definitely. But yeah, seriously, I love doing this with you. It would not be the same with anyone else. And I'm just so happy that we do this together, that we made this baby, and that we're raising it together.
Back with the innuendo. Thanks.
Oh, man. All right. So it wouldn't be a Geek Heart Games podcast if somebody didn't get emotional on it. So, yeah. But yeah. All right. I believe that is going to wrap up our anniversary spectacular. Before you threw that last geeky, we were gonna make a joke about the geeky that didn't arrive for Chad.
Oh yeah, because it got lost. It got lost with my tickets to go see Three Doors Down. I didn't get it, so he's not gonna get his. Sorry.
That's too bad. It's unfortunate. I'm sure we can blame Jerry for that one, but
yeah. Goddamn Jerry. I mean, he got one out of the two. Like,
yeah, hey. All right. Thank you for everyone who's been listening to the show for the past year. Thank you to everybody who's just now found it and tuned in. We appreciate all of you. Thank you to everybody who's joined our Discord, who's interacted with us on Twitter, who's been watching our videos on YouTube. You guys just make it worthwhile, and you make it so much fun to do this. And we're so glad that we're able to do it and share it with you. So, I don't know. Do you have anything else you want to say before I go into closing?
No, just everything Sam said, 100% echo. Just, thank you guys so much for supporting this dream of ours. I was cool, if 20 people listen to this podcast, I'm happy, and we've definitely gone past that, and we have some amazing numbers, and so thank you, for supporting us and this dream of ours, and I really appreciate it, and I know Sam really appreciates it, so thank you guys.
So, all right. If you want to get in touch with us, obviously you can email us how many Geek Hearts you got out of the trivia quiz. That's at contact@geekheartgames.com. We're on Facebook and Twitter at Geek Heart Games. We've got live streams at twitch.tv/geekheartgames, and you can watch, if you don't know, you can watch videos of all the podcasts, except for that one where I didn't have the video, but there was still amusing stuff, it's fine. Those are over at geekheartgames.com/YouTube. Join our Discord. A lot of fun people having good times. It's geekheartgames.com/Discord. If you want to buy a shirt, I broke out the shirt again, the Geek Heart Games shirt. That's at geekheartgames.com/shirts. And once again, we would love for you to give us a review on iTunes or your podcast listening choice. Oh, I don't know how to say that. Wherever you listen to podcasts and can leave a review. We appreciate it. So, I'm on Twitter at SKSUVAK. Cody?
I'm at Cody.
Yeah. And until the next anniversary episode, keep on playing those games and actually till next week when we have a regular episode.
We're just done until a year from now. We're like, hey, it's our 2-year anniversary. We haven't done anything in a year.
We're real good at podcasting. It's fine. All right, Cody, take it away.
We're just two geeks who heart games and their community. The dudes got weird there. I'm sorry. I'm really broken from the Jeopardy theme. And
the end.
Thank you guys.
Oh, Cody, there was one thing I wanted to talk to you about before we record. So regarding your idea for having Aloy come on as the third co-host for the show. Like I said, I like the idea. I talked to her. She was pretty gung-ho about this idea. Well, okay, but in true cat fashion, she has a list of demands. So,
Oh, all right.
yeah. So first off, every episode, at the start of the episode, she wants to eat a can of tuna. And I was like, okay, I guess. She says people will want to see that. So I said she could eat it while we're doing the introduction type stuff. She said no. Apparently, our jabbering upsets her digestion, and so we would just have to sit quietly while she eats. So I kind of sold her on the idea of like, what if she just ate the tuna before we recorded? She was okay with that. So she's okay. Okay. Issue number 2. She really thinks we need to rename the podcast Geek Heart Aloy. She says people love cats, which, I mean, it's a good argument.
It's true.
But, like, I mean, we're a gaming podcast. So I told her, like, our next production meeting, we'll have a vote on it, okay? So
okay, yeah.
Keep that in mind. I don't know. I don't think it's the best idea, but it's fine. So then her third demand was every episode we have to have a guest. And, like, I tried to explain to her that, like, we have enough technical difficulties, just the two of us with our setups, and it was going to be kind of... And then she just interrupted me, and she said every guest has to be a bird. And I was just like, okay, Cody, this just isn't going to work, okay? It was a great idea, but I just don't think it's going to work out, so...
Man, I never expected Aloy to be a drama queen. Like,
I mean, she's a cat, though.
Yeah, I guess so.
So... Yeah.
When this bit started, I really thought you were gonna like press a button on your computer and a little camera was gonna turn on and just be on Aloy, and Aloy was just gonna be like.
If only I were that technologically advanced.
Yeah, if only
we would have done that. But no.
20 years in the future, it would have been so easy.
I know. No, yeah. But I don't know. It's what I got. So.
Man. Oh, man. Well, I guess there goes that.
It was a good idea. But, I mean, you just can't reason with cats. So.
You can't. They're fickle.